Hey guys, this is Kosti with Goran as we're doing a brand new product specifically for the Pick Dawgz community where it's going to be the Golden Boot All Access. He's never on this before. Private one-on-one service for high rollers only. If you're just somebody that wants to get Goran's picks, you could check him out on pickdawgz.com or Sports Chat Place where you could see his plays under the premiums tab. But if you're somebody that's a big player, 500 or more a game, this is going to be for you. But at first, we at least want to explain to you what's going to be happening in the next few weeks. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Kosti. I'm quite excited about this Euro Cup kicking off Friday next week. That is June 14th, 3 p.m. Eastern Time is the first game of the day, actually the only game of the day. Germany versus Scotland, and it's going to be quite an exciting month and a half or so.
Very exciting is going to be the case. But Germany is the host country. What do you think about this game?
Yeah, Germany is hosting Scotland in the first game. Minus 357 favorites. They are against Scotland at plus 1,000 underdogs. Over under minus 139 and plus 115. I think that Germany definitely deserves to be the favorites here. Maybe even slightly bigger than they are. They are a very stacked team. They are a very experienced team as well. A nice combination of youth and experience. And I honestly think that they could be one of the favorites to win the tournament as well. There's going to be a huge support for them. And as far as this game goes, I do like the over 2.5 quite a bit in this game. It's still minus 139, so it's a decent price. And of course, I am leaning towards Germany here, Costi, but we have to take them on the probably minus two to get some value out of this one. Uh,
Got it. Awesome. So
yeah.
take the over there. Understood.
Uh, Now we are moving on to Saturday, Costa, where we have three games, and the first one being between Hungary and Switzerland. Hungary is plus 260 underdogs to Switzerland plus 118. Over 2.5 at plus 125 and under 2.5 at minus 154. But if I'm being honest, I think that Hungary is playing really well, and I think that this is a great opportunity for them to get a nice win. Maybe a draw, but I am leaning towards them if I'm being honest, and I think they could snag a win here. I think it's gonna be a very competitive game between two teams of a fairly similar quality, but I think that honestly Hungary is playing a little bit better right now. So maybe the double chance on Hungary could be the way to go. It's around minus 145 or so right now. Hopefully that goes down a little bit more before game time, but even money line on Hungary at plus 260 could make us a lot of money in this game.
Yeah, Goran's play is hungry on the money line. I like it as well. Shaqiri's getting old. Switzerland plays a lot of counterattack ball. I could see Hungary definitely stealing this one.
Now, the game that's very important to me, Costi, is on Saturday as well between Spain and Croatia. With me being from Croatia, Croatia definitely a big underdog here at plus 360, and it's quite clear that Spain will dominate the majority of the possession. It is their game, but it does take them a while to get going, for them to get heated up, and the longer you take to score a goal against Croatia, the harder it's going to get because they're used to playing those long games. They're used to playing hard football. And I know that Modric is coming up on a soccer old age at the age of 38, but he's still a fantastic player. And it's not only him; it's Croatia as a team in general. They play for each other, and honestly, putting my heart aside, Costa here, the double chance on Croatia could be the way to go here as well. But maybe even the over 2.5, which is listed at plus 107 right now, because I feel if we see a goal fairly early in the first half, we could see at least three in this game.
Yeah, Goran's pick early game. I'm with you on this one as well. Spain is very young. They have a lot of talent, but these are not the same old teams that we've seen from Spain with Iniesta and Xavi and Fernando Torres and the gang. I mean, this is a whole new breed of guys. They have all the talent. So, and Croatia could score as well, and Spain is susceptible on the defensive side. So, Goran's pick the over as an early lean. I'm with it as well.
The next game is from the same group, Costi, Italy and Albania, with Albania qualifying for the Euro Cup for the first time. They absolutely deserved it. They did really well in the qualifications. And they will not just roll over in this game. They got to the Euro Cup. They will try to do something in it as well. While Italy, if you don't really follow a lot of soccer, you won't recognize many of those names they have in their roster. In my opinion, they do lack some midfield depth, and their defense is not what you'd imagine from the Italian team that we are used to seeing. So I think that Albania could potentially do something in this game. As of right now, I am a bit on the fence, if I'm being honest. But I think I'll wait for maybe a little bit of a better price or something. Maybe the under 2.5 if it drops a little bit, which is minus 133 right now. So we'll see how that one will go, Costi.
Yeah, and we're recording this video. It's a week before the tournament. We're going to like games literally up to game time. This is what you're going to get with the Golden Boot VIP pass, where you're going to get direct access to Goran, where if he posts a game an hour before game time because he likes the lineups, that's the advantage that you just can't get on the premium side because games have to be released at a certain amount of time in the morning by a certain time. So with this, we're going to be adding stuff throughout the day. We're very excited about launching this and bringing it to market. And again, this is only for big players. So if you're somebody that has a big bankroll and you want to learn more of being, mimicking everything that Goran does, this is a really good opportunity for you.
Moving on, Costi. Poland versus Netherlands. You have to wonder how much Poland can do here. They're plus 400 underdogs, while Netherlands is minus 154 favorites. Uh, Lewandowski, of course, one of the best strikers to have ever played the game, but you have to wonder how much he can do alone, pretty much alone in this Polish team at the age of 35 when he has a fantastic fairly young roster coming at him with some outstanding midfielders and I would say a very solid defensive line from the Netherlands. Um, I think that minus 154 it is a bit juiced for the Netherlands in the money line, but I am leaning towards Netherlands here. Uh, can Poland score a goal here? I think it's going to be hard. They're not scoring a lot when playing in the major competitions, and Netherlands is usually very, very good when it comes to group stages. It's later in the tournament when they disappear. But as of right now, minus 154, that's going to be my lean, hoping the price goes down a little bit as we approach the game time.
Yeah, I'm leaning Netherlands as well here. Some of the best defense in the tournament. One of the best young defensive midfielders and central midfielders in the game, and they have firepower at the wings as well. I mean, they're young, they're talented. This Netherlands team could quietly be a dark horse and make it far in this tournament. So I'm with you in this round in the group stages. This is where they excel.
Slovenia and Denmark is probably one of my favorites matchups in the round one, Costi. With all due respects to Slovenia, who qualify for the Euro Cup, they are a decent team. However, they basically have only one, maybe two players playing in the top teams of the top five European leagues. While Denmark is the definition of a team, they have Hoyland leading the charge up front, and we are getting them at minus 138. I think that's a steal, and I'm not gonna even debate anything about this. I think the way to go, and it's quite clear, is the Denmark on the money line, minus 138. We have to snag that as soon as possible before the price goes up.
Yeah, I'm with you as well. Denmark is just such a good competition team. They always play even the heavyweights really, really tough. And the fact that you could snag them at a very low price this early, I think the price is going to go up. And this you're getting really good positive EV in this particular matchup. So I'm with you as well with Denmark and the revamped Ericsson as well.
Yeah. Serbia and England are facing off next, Costi, and England being the top favorite of this tournament, they are the favorites to win it. They announced their main roster earlier today, and some of the players who have been with this English team for a while are now written off, such as Jack Grealish and Harry Maguire, some other youngsters as well. Still a very, very stacked team, and with Jude Bellingham and Harry Kane leading the charge, I think that this team could do a lot. They certainly have the potential but it is England after all. And being minus 209 favorites in this game, we have to take them on minus 1.5 or maybe minus one if we are getting it around minus 130 or so. While Serbia on the other side, I think that they have decent offense with Vlahovic and Mitrovic up front. They have some great midfielders. However, the defense and the overall depth of the team is a huge problem for Serbia. And I think that there's going to be a lot of writings in the media that they will go for it. They will try to fight with England. However, I think it's going to be unsuccessful. So England was definitely at minus one or minus 1.5, depending on what's the line going to be set on as we approach the game time.
Yeah, I'm with you as well on this one as well. Goal line for England. No Grealish. Obviously, he is a exceptional player, but having him off the team, it's left less chefs in the kitchen, and it will have Foden be able to create there for Bellingham and Harry Kane, where he is a prolific passer. So I think Maguire not being on the team is a little bit bigger deal because he has been playing well. But in the past year, the guys that are going to fill in there in that back line have just as good of resumes this past year in club ball. So yeah, I'll do England as well with you. I agree on the goal line.
Now, Romania and Ukraine, Kosti, which potentially could be one of the games you'll be watching because I know that you have Ukrainian background. It could be a very, very competitive game between two teams of a similar quality. Of course, the talent is on the Ukrainian side as they have a great amount of players playing in the EPL. Dovbik has had an amazing season for Girona in La Liga. He scored a bunch of goals, but Romania got here. They deserve to be here. They improved their national soccer by quite a bit. And plus 240 underdogs for Romania, plus 100 on Ukraine. There could potentially be a little bit of a value on taking Ukraine on the money line, but I think it's going to be incredibly tight game. And I think the most value we can get is going to be on the draw in this one at plus 270.
Yeah, the draw, I could see that easily happening simply because if Ukraine scores first, they're going to play defensive minded ball, and you could definitely get a counter on them and tie it 1-1. I think both teams are going to be happy with getting a point in this game, which means that a draw is something that's in the cards. There's a reason why they're both favored. This is it, obviously, the value to the draw. The odds makers know that as well. So, you know, this is what we do here. We're going to pick exotic bets for you. It's not just going to be win or loss. We're going to take draws and we're going to take risks. And in this game, I'm with you. I like the draw as well.
Now, Belgium and Slovakia. Belgium at minus 209 favorites, Slovakia plus 600. Over under at minus 138 and plus 110. That is over under 2.5 goals. And we know that Belgium is a talented team, but they're not what they used to be, especially not what they used to be in that World Cup in Russia when they had Hazard. Well, actually, they had both Hazard
Both
brothers.
Hazards, yeah.
Yeah. And De Bruyne was a few years younger as well. He was healthier at that point, but still, when you look at the roster that they have with Lukaku, Doku up front, they have De Bruyne, they have a bunch of other players. You think, how is this team struggling so much with scoring goals? Now, is that going to disappear when they're playing this major competition? It potentially could happen, and they could definitely, they should beat Slovakia, who has maybe one, two players playing in the top five leagues. But I don't know. I'm a bit reserved as of this moment about this game. I'm not sure I would take the over 2.5 at minus 138. I think that's a bit juiced for this game. I could see a 1-0, 2-0 game for Belgium here, but minus 209 on the money line is definitely not worth it, far from it. So maybe Belgium minus one will be the way to go, but we'll see as we get closer to the game time.
Yeah, I mean they've had the chances. They had Courtois in goal. They had everybody, and the golden years really struck out for them. But they have a lot of young guys on this team that have experience on playing on big club teams. So I'm excited to see how those young guys do it because when they had all the firepower, they couldn't get it done. So maybe when they're a little bit more under the radar that they are this year, this could be a team that I'm going to definitely monitor in game one and see what they're performing, and then going into the later stages of group play, that's when we could start really hammering them because we're going to be watching every single game. We're going to be dialed in, and seeing that first game is going to be important before we make those second, group play selections that are going to be happening in the following week.
Yeah. Austria and France. I don't think we have to say much about France here, Costi. We know the player they have. We know the rosters, the roster they have, how much depth this team has, and I'm surprised that they are not the biggest favorites to win the tournament that England is. But then again, they do have the player who is the biggest favorite to win the Golden Boot, and that is Mbappe. With his fresh move to Real Madrid, we'll see if the pressure is going to be off of him, if he's going to relax a bit and just try to lead this team. But there is a player that we often don't talk about, and that is N'Golo Kante. I'm sure you know him. He carried this team at the World Cup in Russia, but he's been playing in Saudi Arabia for the last season and a half or so.
Yeah, he took the money, and Ronaldo did as well. This is what these elite players are doing in later stages of their careers. But Conte still has a lot of left in the tank, and for France, it always runs lately in recent tournaments. When Griezmann plays well, everybody else plays well. When Griezmann doesn't play well, it seems like Mbappe and the cast don't play nearly as well. So if they can get off and get him in the game early, him and Mbappe just flying up there on both sides and creating is going to be very interesting to see. Who do you like in this matchup? Do you like them on the goal line, or do you like the total?
I mean, everything is a bit juiced in this game. France is minus 200 favorites here, and the over 2.5 is at minus 150. I would potentially stretch that. I'm assuming the line is going to move to over 2.75 or something like
Mhm.
that, maybe even to over 3, which is going to get us closer or into the plus money. And that's what I'm looking at here because as good as Austria is, I simply don't think they have the defense to stop this French offense. They have so many dangerous players coming up front. Mbappe, Dembele, Griezmann, Giroud is still up front, who just had a move to the LAFC, to the MLS. So, yeah, of course I'm leaning towards France for a reason. They're minus 200 favorites, but we'd have to take the total, in my opinion, to make it worth our while. Probably over 2.75. I think that's going to be good enough to make some money for us in this game. Turkey and Georgia, Kosti. Turkey qualified for the Euro Cup for the first time ever, and they basically have one player, which is Kvaratskhelia, who plays for Napoli. While Turkey, overall, I think that they're the better team here at minus 134 favorites. And that is going to be my bet for this one. I'm not going to bore you with any details as of right now. There's still a couple of weeks until game time. But minus 134 on Turkey is a steal for me. They are more experienced team, more experienced when it comes to playing in these big competitions. And even though Georgia got here, I think that this is the end of the road for them. And they simply have to come out and enjoy their time at the spotlight. But I think Turkey's coming off on top in this one.
Yeah, it's just like you said, Georgia's first time playing in this tournament. I think the lights are going to be a little bit too bright for them, and you can get Turkey at a really, I think, a valuable price right now. But closer to game time, we're going to monitor this more and see what happens.
The last game of round one, Costa, is between Portugal and Czech Republic. Portugal minus 188 favorites, Czech Republic plus 600. The over 2.5 is actually quite solid at minus 125. A lot for Portugal is going to depend on the fact whether Cristiano Ronaldo is playing up front or he's going to be coming into the game from the bench. I personally think that Portugal plays a lot better when Ronaldo is not in the lineup. They have more variety when it comes to their offense, and it gives the opportunity to some of the other players to shine. And Rafael Leao, João Felix, Diogo Jota, and players like that definitely have the quality to replace those goals that Ronaldo has been scoring throughout the years for Portugal.
Yeah, it's this is the time for them to move on, and it's going to be very weird to see Cristiano coming off the bench. I don't know what that's going to look like, but I think Jota and João Felix play much better when you don't have to pass to Ronaldo every other pass to keep him happy. So I like Portugal here. I like Portugal as actually if I see them not playing Ronaldo, I would like them actually as a dark horse in the tournament because I think they'll go further without him, as crazy as that sounds. But they just play more free and they have the talent to get there. So you're going to get really good value in them as well because there's a lot more favorites out there outside of them. So as a dark horse, I would even take a risk on them.
Yeah, I totally agree about that. In this game, they are minus 188 favorites, like we said. So Portugal minus one should get you around minus 110 or so, which is definitely a very, very good price. I think that they won't have any problems beating Czech Republic here, who, granted, will try to put up a nice performance, but simply they lack depth and they lack quality to go against this Portugal team, who is fairly stacked with some of the best players in the world as well. So Portugal minus one, that's going to be my pick for this one. And with this game, Kosti, we are concluding the round one of the Euro Cup.
Awesome. We're going to be doing another video where we're going to be breaking down the Copa America, which is actually in the U.S. So if you're watching this video and that you're in the U.S., definitely check out the games. They're going to be all across the country. So if you're close to there, definitely check them out. You're not going to see better competition with better teams in the planet unless you have the World Cup here in the U.S. that's coming here in 2026. But again, if you're a big player, you're somebody that's been watching Goran for many years, you've subscribed maybe to his premium, this is the first time he is doing a private all access, calling it the Golden Boot VIP Club, where you're going to get all the games that he's betting, directly the betting tickets coming from his account, where you're going to see everything he does in real time. And I myself will only take the call. So that number that you see above, 443-780-5663, that is my personal cell phone. I take and field all the calls to make sure that you're qualified for this. But if you're somebody that could bet 500 or more a game, definitely shoot me a text, write out just goal. I will personally call you back and hopefully have you a part of this amazing tournament that is starting June 14th.
Yeah, it's gonna be amazing, Cost. A lot of great games happening. June 14th, like you said, the week after that, Copa America kicks off. Four groups with four teams each. Mexico, US, Canada, Costa Rica, and Panama are joining to the South American teams. Of course, we have Messi and Argentina. We have Vinicius Junior and Brazil. We have Colombia, who's been doing an outstanding job in South America. So I think it's gonna be exciting. You can watch the games in the morning at the Euro Cup, and in the evenings tune into Copa America and basically spend your entire day watching soccer. I don't think there's much better than that.
Nothing is better than that. Can't wait. So if you're interested, shoot me a text. We would love to have you a part of the team because Goran is the GOAT when it comes to soccer handicapping. And I just want to be able to deliver that product to you guys that are soccer fans as well, or just fans of making money.
Yeah, that's it, guys. Thank you for joining us. Of course, stay tuned for more free picks and for more of my best bets, my premium picks, my parlay picks. If you want something like that from other free picks video on Pick Dawgz YouTube, and let's win some money together, guys.